Welcome back everyone to Game of the Week, a series where each week I'll be taking a niche and unpopular Roblox game and reviewing it. And if I miss a single day of uploading, the series will end. As always, the link for every game I play will be down in the description below, so if you want to go check the games out, all you gotta do is scroll down and click the first link you see in the description. But without any further dilly-dallying, this Game of the Week is... Loot the Deep, a game in which surprisingly you loot the deep. All jokes aside though, the main gameplay loop of the game consists of you going into a submarine, choosing your difficulty level and how many people you want to have in your party, and then after a certain amount of time has passed, or if you filled out your party and you have a maximum amount of members that you want to have, you descend down into the depths where you will have to survive a series of randomly generated floors and collect as much loot as possible to earn money, while simultaneously avoiding all the creepy, scary monsters that are trying to jump you in the corridors. Every round of the game that you play will consist of a certain number of floors, and the amount of floors that you have to complete before you're able to beat around and go back to the lobby and sell all the items and loot that you found will depend on what the difficulty you chose to play the game on. The only difficulty that I personally have unlocked is the easy difficulty, because you actually need to be like a certain level and you actually need to like level up and stuff and play the game in order to be able to unlock the other difficulties that the game has to offer. But for now, I only have the easy difficulty unlocked, so I don't know exactly how many floors there are in the harder difficulties, but on the easy difficulty, there are a total of 5 floors that you can explore. And these floors that you explore kind of function like how the floors in a game like the normal elevator, for example, function, where you will descend down in your submarine, you will reach a floor, and you will explore it, collect the loot, do whatever there is to do on the floor, and when the timer runs out, you have to make it back to your submarine and, close the doors and descend down to another floor. And the next floor will be something completely different and completely new from the previous floor. And then you will explore that new floor. When the timer runs out, you have to return to the submarine. The submarine descends again, goes to a new floor, and so on, so on, so on, until you beat however many floors that you need to beat in order to finish a round. On top of this, to actually be able to finish a round, you need to meet a certain quota. You need to collect a certain amount of items that are worth a certain value in order to be able to descend to the next floor. I'm assuming if you don't hit the quota, you just die. Like, I think that's what happens, but I can't confirm or deny that, because in easy difficulty at least, it's very, very easy to hit the quota, and I never personally encountered an issue with hitting it, so I can't exactly speak on what happens if you don't hit the quota, but I'm just assuming you die or something, and then that's it. Now, speaking of dying, actually finishing a round and completing all your quotas and making it down to the bottom floor isn't the only way to end a match in this game, because you can also evacuate at any point during a round, where you just click the red button in your submarine and you evacuate, and that just lets you go back to the surface and collect all the stuff that you have so far, and that's pretty much it. And then the other way to end a round is to just die, because if you die, then the round is also over and you go back to the surface. But I'm pretty sure that if you die, you lose all your stuff, so dying is kinda not advised if you wanna make it back to the lobby super efficiently or whatever. However, if you're into dying, a super efficient way to die is to be reckless while exploring, because like I mentioned at the start of this video, there's a lot of critters and creatures around this game that all want to kill you, or at the very least minorly inconvenience you, but most of them kind of want to kill you. There's no creature that I've met so far that has the capability of insta-killing you. Maybe that's like a thing on harder modes or something, but from what I encountered so far, there is just no creature that can actually insta-kill you or whatever. Most creatures just kind of grab you and like pull you aside and just do damage until you're able to break away from them. Like, for example, there are these clams around the map that you can sometimes open with a crowbar, and when you do, they're going to present you with like 5 different pearls, and you have to choose the correct pearl to actually get a pearl in your inventory. Because if you choose the wrong pearl, then the clam will snap shut on your arm, and you have to like break away from it. Otherwise, it's going to do a shit ton of damage to you and potentially kill you. But if you actually do manage to pick the right pearl from the clam, then you're going to get quite a good chunk of money, because the pearls are actually worth a lot. Then there are other enemies like fucking tentacles on the ceiling, which kind of pull you up. And they just like chip away at you a little bit. They don't really do that much damage. They're not that huge of a threat, but they are there and they do damage. So be wary of them, definitely. And then there are other enemies like, for example, the Mimic, which is like a chest, but evil. And if you try to open it, it jumps out at you and swallows you, and you have to like break away and whatnot. And the point is that there are just a lot of critters in this game that all want to kill you, and you got to be wary of them while you're doing your deep sea exploration. Otherwise, they might kill you, and if they kill you, then you're going to return to the surface with, I'm assuming, nothing. And they only assume that you return with nothing because they actually haven't died like a single time to any of these creatures. Again, I'm playing on easy difficulty, so I'm not exactly gonna diss on the game for being too easy, because I'm literally playing on the easiest difficulty in the whole entire game. Me personally, I would just say that I'm a pro gamer, and the reason I haven't died a single time in any of my expeditions is just because I'm so good and so awesome at the game. But I don't know, that's just my personal experience. So I'm only assuming that if you die, you return to the surface with nothing, because, that would make sense, but you guys are free to explore all that for yourselves, okay? If you guys want to die, you can die, but I'm personally not gonna die. But anyways, throughout this video, I've been talking a lot about looting and picking up expensive resources and valuables and making money and all that stuff. But you might be asking yourself, what do you actually do with all that money that you make throughout this game? And well, of course, just like with any other great simulator game out there, you collect all this money to invest into more gear to be able to get more money, even betterly and even more expertly and with less troubles. But all jokes aside, if you actually manage to make it out of the sea with your loot and your little trinkets and valuables and whatnot, you can sell them in the lobby. And once you sell them in the lobby, you have 2 different options as to what you want to spend your money on. The first option is to go to the marketplace right next to you, and the marketplace restocks every so often and provides you with like a range of random little items and things that you can buy to enhance your further trips. Like, for example, you can buy like health vials that will heal you if you run low on health. Or you can buy like a little submarine so that if you're playing on multiplayer, you can evacuate alone without requiring your whole entire team to evacuate with you. Or you can buy like little oxygen tanks that extend how much time you have to loot each floor and to meet your quotas and whatnot. And the other thing that you can spend your money on in this game is diving gear. There's another shop just around the corner of the previous shop, and it just sells simple, good old diving gear, which you wear in the game. And the more expensive that the diving gear that you wear is, the better the bonuses are that you're gonna get for wearing it in the first place. Like, for example, with your basic bitch-ass starter diving gear that everyone gets as soon as they load up in the game, you get 0 perks. You get absolutely nothing. No bonuses, no nothing. It's just the basic diving gear that just kind of lets you survive. However, if you equip the most expensive $80,000 diving gear in the game, then suddenly you will get like a 30% speed boost, and your stamina will regenerate faster, and your health will regenerate faster, and you will be able to carry more things at once. You'll have like an extra slot in your hands, and you will have a mini-map, and this and that, and like a bunch of different bonuses that greatly help out in whatever match you're playing. Now, I should warn you that all of these upgrades and all this diving gear that you can buy is consumable. You can only use it once and then it disappears and you have to buy a new copy of whatever gear or tool that you just used. So you best be careful about which missions you bring your most expensive tools and your most expensive gear on. Now, I am gonna criticize this game a little bit though, because even though I kinda like this, not exactly roguelike, but there really isn't a better word to describe it. Even though I kind of like this semi-roguelike type of system, where all items and all gear that you buy is only temporary and can only be used once, even though I like this system, I kind of wish that there was something permanent in the game, you know, like something permanent that you can upgrade, you can have forever, like a skill tree or something like that, you know. And there are classes in this game which you can permanently keep once you buy them, but my problem with them is that they are bought with gems, which is like a completely different, separate like secondary currency in the game that is unrelated to the amount of gold or coins or whatever you want to call it that you have. Like, I kind of wish that there was just like some skill tree or something like that that you can upgrade with your coins that you can keep permanently, because I think that would add another layer of depth to this game and make it a little bit more interesting, because then you would actually have to decide whether you want to spend your money on all the temporary upgrades you can get, like new diving gear or new tools or whatever, or if you want to actually save your money and like buy something in the skill tree that you can have permanently. Now, I do understand that this game is in early access, or well, not really early access, but it has only released like a couple months ago, so I understand that it's going to get updates and things will change and blah blah blah. But honestly, I'm just kind of throwing ideas out there, you know, I'm just throwing like random suggestions out there. But outside of this small blemish, I think that this game is pretty good and it really just accomplishes everything that it wants to accomplish really well. Like, it's not a perfect game. I don't think it's a game for everyone. I don't think everyone will universally like it or anything like that. But I just think that it does accomplish what it sets out to accomplish. And at the end of the day, that's the most important thing about any single video game on Earth. So, yeah. Outside of that one little complaint, I think this game is pretty good. And I think you guys should go and check it out. I think it's pretty worth your time. But anyways, with all that being said, and with all that yapping out of the way, that's all I have to say, fellas. So, see you in the next episode, and goodbye.